Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this particular video, I'm going to review this book, Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. So I have read The Fault in Our Stars and I watched the movie as well, and let me tell you, while reading as well as watching the movie, I literally teared up, and it is till date one of my most favorite reads, that is Fault in Our Stars by John Green. So when I heard about this particular book, that is Turtles All the Way Down and also by John Green, so I had to read it. But yeah, honestly, I'm a little bit late in reading this because I'm sure by now most of the John Green fans must have read this already. But yes, still, without any further ado, better late than never. So yeah, I have finally read it, and here is the review. So, this particular book is a story of this teenage 16-year-old girl called Aza Holmes, who is leading a very normal life. She has her own circle of best friends, a very supportive and a loving mother. She goes to school and everything is fine. But then this girl suffers from OCD, that is obsessive compulsive disorder, because of which her mind is often filled with all these chaotic, confusing and very doubtful kind of thoughts. And that's basically the overview of the story. So if you read the theme which is written on the back cover of the book, you will just come to know that it's a story of two best friends called Daisy and Azza, who are on a run to find this particular man who is a billionaire called Russell Pickett, who is also like a fugitive. So he is on the run. So they are basically on a mission to find where this particular man is, because there's a award money which is $100,000. Yeah, so if you just read the back cover, this is just a basic overview, but the real magic happens when you open the book and you go inside Azza's mind. Yes, that's where all the chaotic emotions, thoughts, confusions, everything resides. So let me tell you, this book is actually not a everyday genre which just talks about romance or say some kind of a mission where two best friends are out there, on a mission, finding someone who is on the run for some prize money. No. This also deals with a very delicate topic, which I would say mental health and also OCD, which this girl, that is the main protagonist, suffers from. So at times you will come across certain lines which might make you a bit, I would say, uncomfortable. But yeah, if you just try to continue with the book and understand the basic meaning, what the author is trying to say, you would love it. And trust me, all of you guys, I think this book is now one of my top favorite reads, because I have like a number of favorites, like 4 to 5, which are top, but this book surely has made a place there, because not just because of the simple language in which it has been written, but the emotions, like each and every emotions has been written in so much subtle and delicate manner that it will force you to think and relate with all the characters. So talking about characters, I think the basic overview and idea is clear. So there is this man called Russell Pickett, who is a billionaire and he's on the run. He's kind of a fugitive, and there is a prize money to find him, which is $100,000. So these two best friends, that is Azza and Daisy, needs money for their universities and college. So they decide to find him. Now, the son of Russell Pickett is Davis Pickett, who is, by the way, happens to be the childhood friend of Azza. So then there is another connection. So I would say the story revolves mainly around these 2-3 characters, but each and every character has their own story and life to tell. And I think my favorite character would be Daisy in this particular novel, because she's this best friend who is always chirpy, peppy, and always like full of life, and she has so many stories to tell. Okay, so she has so many stories to tell, and she's like full of happiness, and she always has something, interesting and exciting coming up with her. Then next, I would say like David's character as well. So this is the character who is suffering from his own problems, because his father has ran, his mother was dead long back when they were child, and he also has a very small little brother who is just, I think, around 9 to 10 years something old he was. So he has his own, kind of a difficult life where he's really confused what to do, because his father has left without a word, and there's nobody in the world where they will be going, in spite of being the billionaire's son. So you see, these 3 to 4 characters has been designed so beautifully, and yet you can relate to each one of them in their own way. And talking about the main protagonist, that is Aza, in the end, how beautifully she realizes that, no one can help you until and unless you want to, and this thing has to come from within your heart. So you see, people dealing with OCD or any kind of mental health, like health or illness kind of problem, I think when they would be reading and the kind of thoughts which has been described in the book, might just understand that how difficult sometimes it gets for people who has the tendency to think all these kinds of things. Okay, so I would just say, like, as a disclaimer or as a spoiler, I won't say, like, there are certain sentences which might make you like uncomfortable, as I already mentioned, because some of the thoughts are like way too much, and you would think that, oh man, like, who really thinks like that? Like, seriously, like, how can these kind of thoughts comes to someone's mind? But that happens, that's reality. And I think just because someone else is not suffering, that doesn't mean that someone else may not suffer, like the others are not suffering. So these are like things which actually happens with people, like the kind of thoughts which has been explained. Because I remember when I was reading this book, I was thinking, like, okay, like, these thoughts are very complicated, like, for even a normal mind, like, why would I think so much about this particular thing? But that's when I realized while reading that it's natural, it's normal, like, while reading you empathize so much with the character, you understand this all these intricacies which she is thinking, all these intricate kind of thoughts which she is thinking. So you actually try to make peace and empathize with this character. So that's something. And also one more thing, I know it's not really related, but this book actually forced me to write more. I don't know why, but maybe because each of the emotions has been explained so much, I would say, in a different and subtle manner. The language itself, I would say, is very much different and unique, and also it really forced me to write. Like, I remember when I was reading this book, I was actually in a kind of a writer's block phase, so I was not really very much writing. But yeah, after reading this book, I think I have written more number of poems. So this is just like a separate thing to say. That's all. So yeah, I would definitely rate this book a 4 out of 5, or I think 4.5 out of 5, because seriously, after a very very long time, I've read something like this, which is not just the basic overview of the story, but the thing which is hidden underneath is like a gem in itself. And some of the lines, especially, like, honestly speaking, turtles all the way down, by the title you don't really understand much, but the entire meaning of the title is cleared once you finish the book and reach the last page, I would say the end of the book. So yeah, that's how beautifully the author has managed to explain not just the I would say theme of the book, but also the whole title. So very few books can actually justify the title of the book, but in this book the author has totally mastered it, I would say. I mean, no doubt, right? It's John Green, so there's no doubt. So yeah, that's all. So without any further ado, this was a video after a very very long time, and I hope you'll like it. If you like this, then do hit the like button, share and subscribe to my channel. I make videos related to book reviews, publishing, poetry, writing, self-help, sometimes vlogs. So yeah, do hit like, share and subscribe, and yes, please do read this book if you all haven't already. And yeah, after reading, do leave a comment till like how you like this book, how the book was, and what was the thing which you liked the most about the book, and which character did you relate with the most, or which character was your favorite, and what are the books you people are currently reading. That's all. Till then, stay tuned. Bye. I would be coming up again with another video. Bye. Have a good life.